All right, fight fans and YouTube warriors. Uncle Ace is back in the house, and boy, do we have a spicy topic that's hotter than a jalapeno dipped in ghost pepper sauce. Before we dive into this sizzling debate, smash that like button faster than Crawford switches stances and subscribe quicker than Canelo's check hook. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. So picture this Terrence Bud Crawford, the man who's been tearing through the welterweight division like a tornado through a trailer park, is now eyeing the big kahuna himself, Saul Canelo Alvarez. It's like watching David say, you know what? Goliath wasn't enough of a challenge. Let me go pick a fight with the Incredible Hulk. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's take a moment to appreciate the audacity. Crawford looking at Canelo is like a chihuahua sizing up a grizzly bear. It's either incredibly brave or utterly insane. But hey, in the fight game, sometimes you got to be a little crazy to be great, right? So is Crawford ready for Canelo? Well, that's like asking if a fish is ready to climb a tree. It's not just about being ready, it's about whether it's even possible. First off, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say the cinnamon-haired cash cow. Canelo isn't just a fighter, he's a whole different species of boxer. The man's collected more gold than Fort Knox and has been fighting at super middleweight and light heavyweight. Meanwhile, Crawford's been comfortable at welterweight, where he's been serving up more LS than a Scrabble championships. The size difference alone is enough to make you wonder if Crawford's bitten off more than he can chew. It's like watching a welterweight say he's ready to take on a cruiserweight, ambitious, sure, but also potentially painful. But let's not count Bud out just yet. This is the same Crawford who's made a career out of making the impossible look easy. He switches stances faster than a politician changes opinions and has more tools in his arsenal than a hardware store. If anyone could find a way to solve the Canelo puzzle, it might just be him. However, solving Canelo isn't like solving a Rubik's Cube. It's more like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube while it's actively trying to punch you in the face. Canelo's defense is tighter than a drum, and his counterpunching is so precise it could split atoms. Crawford might be slick, but dancing around Canelo is like trying to dodge raindrops in a thunderstorm. Eventually, you're going to get wet. Then there's the power factor. Canelo's punches have more weight behind them than a sumo wrestler on a seesaw. Crawford's got pop, sure, but is it enough to keep Canelo honest? Or will it be like throwing pebbles at a tank? But here's where it gets interesting, folks. Crawford's got something that Canelo hasn't seen: much of that switch hitting, maze-like style that's more unpredictable than a weather forecast. If he can use that to keep Canelo guessing, maybe, just maybe, he's got a shot. Let's not forget, though, that Canelo's been in with all sorts of styles. He's beaten tall fighters, short fighters, power punchers, boxers, you name it, he's probably beaten it. Taking on Crawford would be like adding another trophy to his already overcrowded mantelpiece. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Uncle Ace, what about the pound-for-pound rankings? And sure, Crawford's up there with the best of them. But moving up to fight Canelo isn't just about skill, it's about physics. It's like trying to argue with gravity. You might have all the right words, but in the end, you're still going to fall flat. So, is Crawford ready for Canelo? Well, it's like asking if you're ready to win the lottery. You can buy all the tickets you want, but at the end of the day, the odds are still stacked against you. But you know what? That's what makes boxing great. It's those what-if scenarios, those David vs. Goliath matchups that keep us all on the edge of our seats. Crawford vs. Canelo might be a long shot, but it's the kind of long shot that makes fight fans salivate more than Pavlov's dogs at dinner time. In the end, whether Crawford is ready for Canelo or not, you gotta admire the man's ambition. It's that kind of daring that separates the good from the great, the contenders from the legends. And who knows? Maybe, just maybe, Crawford's got something up his sleeve that could shock the world. So there you have it, fight fans. Is Crawford ready for Canelo? It's like asking if a tornado is ready for a volcano. Either way, it's going to be one hell of a spectacle. Now, if this breakdown had you more entertained than watching Canelo dodge tax questions, don't forget to smash that like button harder than one of his body shots. If it got you more fired up than Crawford after a pre-fight Red Bull, go ahead and subscribe faster than Bud can switch stances. And if you've got thoughts on whether Crawford's ready for Canelo, or if he's biting off more than he can chew, drop them in the comments quicker than a Canelo check hook. This is Uncle Ace reminding you that in boxing, like in life, it's not about whether you're ready, it's about whether you're willing to take the risk. Stay sharp, keep your guard up, and remember sometimes the biggest fights happen outside the ring. Peace out, fight fans.